It's only been a month since the Stephen Scalise shooting, and the left are back to branding the opposition as killers. At a rally in Kentucky, Bernie Sanders actually compared the GOP health care bill to 9/11. Of course, he says nobody can predict exactly how many people will die if they lose their coverage.
Nobody can predict exactly how many people will die if they lose their coverage. Nobody can make that prediction.
But what the heck? Do it anyway.
But what experts at the Harvard School of Public Health estimate is that if 23 million Americans were to be thrown off the insurance they currently have, which is what the House bill would do, up to 28,000 Americans every single year could die. That is 9 times more than the tragic losses we suffered on 9/11 every single year.
Well, there you go. At least he didn't compare it to the Holocaust yet. So once again, the left brands any Republican act as deadly, making the GOP 9 times worse than al-Qaeda. This smear, which Bernie says no one can make, then he goes ahead and makes it, is based on another wild and likely false prediction. If you say rolling back Obamacare will cost lives, first you have to prove that it saves lives. Too bad it's not supported by reduced mortality rates. So it's a harmful fib that could lead to real harm. If you buy the numbers, 28,000 could die due to the actions of 240 evil Republicans, where do you end up? You end up in bed with Scalise's shooter. To save thousands of lives, just kill 240. Seems logical if you're a leftist. Their moral relativism, combined with their demonization of adversaries who defy the ideology of the oppressed, excuses such violence. Be it in a mob in Hamburg, defending Linda Sarsour, excusing terrorists like Bill Ayers, idealizing tyrants like Stalin or Mao, or finally, implying that Scalise had it coming. Oh, to be a leftist. If their hearts are in the right place, they can rip out yours.
Oh, my goodness. Very powerful.
Thank you, Kimberly. Don't you agree that an exaggerated prediction like this contributes to the climate of hate that we've been trying to avoid?
100%, but they have no game. They have no bench. They have no ideas. They have fear-mongering and false promises. And this kind of hysteria is completely inappropriate. And who is he trying to help by saying things that he knows are patently untrue and unfalse? And by the way, how disrespectful to the families and the people and the victims of 9/11, okay, that were murdered by jihadists. Is he saying that basically the senators trying to put this through, that in the U.S. government, in the House and the Senate, are jihadists, radical terrorists trying to murder Americans? Get a grip on yourself, Bernie.
You know, Juan, in 2015, age-adjusted mortality rose and life expectancy declined for the first time since the early 90s. I suppose if I were Bernie Sanders, I would say, thank you, Obamacare, but I'm not, because I'm a nice person.
You are a nice person,
Thank you.
Sweetheart. But I must say, so Bernie's talking about something that was in the New England Journal of Medicine that came out late last month. But basically, he reversed the numbers, because what it said was because of Romney Care in Massachusetts, which is basically Obamacare, 1 life was saved. I think it was for every 830 people who gained health insurance. So he was trying to flip the numbers, and he then applied it to the national scene, and it just became hyperbole.
So you're saying Bernie's math was off?
Well, no, but I think it was excess, and I don't think it was effective. I don't think it's the case that he's suggesting that the Republicans are killers. I think what he's suggesting, and what is true to my mind, is that there are people right now who say we want to win at any cost, instead of thinking about what is a good health care plan that will really help the American people, cover more people, lower the cost, so that we can have good health insurance in our affluent country.
Is that what he meant, Jesse?
No, I can't believe Larry David said that. I think HBO should fire him. Whenever you make an analogy and compare something to 9/11 or the Holocaust, it means you lost the argument. Obama actually did throw off millions of people from their health insurance policies. Remember? And I don't think anybody died. And when they use that 23 million number, that's because the government's not forcing you to buy a product you don't want.
Right.
They're giving you the freedom to choose whether or not you want to buy health insurance.
Versus forced taxation.
Exactly. And I'm sick and tired of being lectured by the same people that ruined health care and now saying this is going to happen when you repeal the same health care bill that they jam through our throats. It's not funny. It's annoying. We're sick of it. The Democrats had their chance. Let the Republicans take a swing at the ball.
Right.
Everything they promised was wrong, so let's just wait and see what happens.
You mean the Republicans who've been 7 years had the chance to do something and don't have a...
I'm not going to argue with that.
Dana, we talked about this before. The benefit from insurance depends on the type of coverage because we've seen studies. Medicaid doesn't help. And a lot of the people... I mean, aren't most of the people on Medicaid from Obamacare? I mean, it was private health.
Expanded.
A lot of people, a lot of the states were expanded. And it's not, the thing is, the argument that Bernie is making would mean that Republicans don't want people to be on Medicaid.
Yeah.
That's not the case. They want the program to be sustainable, to be able to take care of the people that can't afford it. But what would Bernie say about the National Health Service in Britain when it takes several weeks? I mean, I think it was up to something like 16 weeks to get an appointment to see your general practitioner. Like, that's the type of thing that you see under the National Health Service, and that's actually in Britain. The last thing I would say is Senator Cruz is making headway on his amendment, which would provide, I won't give it a description, but basically a lot more competition and still give one plan for pre-existing conditions in every state as long as they were Obamacare approved. That is actually gaining momentum, and it is, I believe that this bill is going to pass. It's going to be ugly, but by the end of the next recess, whenever it is, mid-August, there will be a health care bill.
Okay. The problem is Bernie's trying to distract away from the fact there's a very strong, serious chance that his wife is going to be indicted on federal bank fraud charges by sometime within the next year.
Good point.
She should release her emails.